Hello, my name is Robert. I live in West Yorkshire in Wakefield and I'm a Sugarcraft teacher. I teach all areas of Sugarcraft from cake decorating to sugar flowers and sugar models. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the basic tools and equipment that you need to start up Sugarcraft. So the first thing you need is a board. These boards come in different sizes and they either come plain or they come with grooves on or they come with both. They start at about £10 a board. These grooves are what we use to put the grooves in the back of leaves when we're making leaves. It's a very handy tool and it's much better to buy the one with the grooves than the one without the grooves. These are sponge pads which we use for smoothing out the edges of flowers with. These are essential and they get, as you can see from the state of them, they get used a lot. These holes that are in the blue one are for use for making pulled flowers with, which are just tiny little blossoms. But you make them in there, and the sponge gives you the manoeuvrability to spread them out on top of it. This is just the plain white one that comes with it as well. It's a little bit thinner. This is the tool set the standard tool set that comes. It's an 8-piece set, and it comes as it is. What we have here, the main tools that you're going to use is your ball tool, which gives you a ball on one end and a small ball on the other end. This is a veining tool, which has got a scoop on one end and a pointy tool on the other end. And on the back there is a very defined ridge, which is used for veining. This is called a bone tool. I don't know why. I would imagine it's because it looks a bit like a dog bone. This is used for scooping out and for extending petals and leaves. This tool here with the little, whatever you call them on the end, this is for making pulled flowers with, and we use that to divide it into an equal amount of sections. There's normally 2 or 3 of them in a set, so that when you're making a 5-petal flower or an 8-petal flower, you've got 8 petals the same size or roughly the same size, rather than trying to gauge it. This is a pokey tool, and this is used for making holes, indents and stuff. These ones are more used for modelling than sugar flowers. This is for putting veins down and gouging out little lines. This is a scoopy thing, and it's used for making mouths with, and it literally just, when you're making a model, you push it in and it gives you the smile, and then you can work on that smile there. This is a Kemper knife. This is basically a small palette knife. This is one of the most essential tools you'll need. You use it with everything, whether it's Sugarcraft modelling, whether it's flowers, or whether it's making cakes, you'll use your Kemper knife for that. I prefer to use flat brushes and use a selection of different sizes of brushes, and I prefer to use the flat ones as opposed to a round brush. They give a lot better finish and they are much easier to use. And this is a 6-inch rolling pin, which is used by every Sugarcrafter. They do them in 5-inch, they do them in 9-inch, but this is just a nice size. The 6-inch is a nice size to work with. This is my choice of flower paste. It can be used for making flowers and for making models. This is American gum paste. It's exactly the same as our sugar paste that we use in the UK, but it's much nicer and it tastes of marshmallows. I just think it's a lot nicer to use and it works a lot better. Baby wipes are essential because you get covered in every colour you can think of, and dry towels, which we use for drying the hands after you've used a baby wipe or for dusting. Scissors, pointed scissors. You need a pair of scissors that are very, very pointed, and just a normal pair of scissors. You need a pair of tweezers, angled tweezers, which you can get from any cheap shop. They come in packs. You can buy a pack of tweezers. These are used a lot in flowers for very fine work. This is a pair of pliers, which is just out of a tool kit. It's just a small pair of pliers but this is used for cutting the wires with. A nice sharp pair of pliers is great for bending them and also for cutting them. We have Stemtex tape, which is a floristry tape. It's built with its own glue, so if you notice it stretches, that stretch activates the glue in it, and that's what we use to bind up leaves and flowers together with, and to hold them together in one piece. Cocktail sticks. I get through endless amounts of cocktail sticks, so they are always handed around. Here I have a selection of dusts. Foliage green is the green that I prefer to use for all of my leaves. You can get coloured dusts, and they come in a variety of colours. This one is an ultramarine. This is a luster, it's a bridal satin luster, and this is great for turning something like the green. You can make that into a luster. So when you're going out on a night out, you've got your shiny eyeshadow on. This is basically what this is, an edible version of that. These are sugar flare colours, and they come in about 40 different colours. They are great, and they are the best ones to use. Very, very concentrated. You're very careful what colour, how much you use of each colour. In these two little pots here, I have Trex, which is a vegetable fat, which you can buy from any supermarket, and I just keep it in a little pot, and it stops the flower paste drying out on you. And this is edible glue, which is made up. You can either buy it in little pots of edible glue, or you can make your own using CMC or Tylose powder and water. And what I tend to do is I make a jar full up, and it'll last me a good 6 months. And I just refill this. These here are 2 silicone pads, which when you're cutting out loads of petals, to save you cutting out one petal and then working on it and then having to go and cut another one out, you can cut 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out, put them in between those, and it stops them drying out. The most essential tool you will use in sugar flowers is this 5-petal cutter set, which comes in a pack of 3. This set here is great for making roses with. You can make lisianthus, you can make anything basically that's got 5 petals on it. And then a Calyx cutter, which is the back of the rose. And that is roughly the essential stuff that you need to make sugar flowers.